Hey, today we're going to be doing Chicago style deep dish pizza on the Weber Kettle Grill. Come on back. What is going on, YouTube fam? Welcome back to the Barbecue Nurse. As always, my name is Kyle. Like I said, today we're going to be doing a Chicago style deep dish pizza on the Weber Kettle Grill. If you've never done this before, it is super simple and extremely delicious. So today we're actually going to be making our own pizza dough as well as making our own pizza sauce. So let's get to it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get our dough started. First thing you're going to need is a little bowl and 1 1/4 cup of warm water. We're going to go ahead and add about, a teaspoon of salt and about a teaspoon of honey. Here we're going to put in about half a teaspoon of yeast, and this is where it's going to come back to haunt me. Give that a quick stir and set that aside for about 5 minutes. Grab yourself a bigger mixing bowl. To that we will add 3 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour. Now this is some cornmeal. This is something that's pretty specific to Chicago deep dish style crust. So we'll do about a half cup of cornmeal in there. Go ahead and make yourself a well and pour in your yeasty water. Go ahead and mix that up till it's kind of like a pebbly consistency, and then get your hand in there and really start mixing it up. Now you're going to add some softened butter, and once you've added that, you're going to go ahead and mix that in as well. Now you can use a stand mixer, but I don't have one, so you will go ahead and cover that. We're going to let it sit for about an hour. So let's get our sauce started. You're going to need 2 cloves of garlic. You're going to chop that up, and then you're going to mince both cloves of garlic. And my left arm is doing a great job of blocking the shot. Okay, so into the pan we are going to add a little drizz of some extra virgin olive oil. And we're going to go ahead and get our garlic in there and get that sauteing. So I'm going to take about a minute. Now normally for Chicago deep dish style sauce you need San Marzano tomatoes, but I'm super smart and totally forgot them at the store, so I'm just using what I have on hand, and that's a can of tomato sauce and a can of tomato paste. That's going to make it nice and thick. We're going to add about a tablespoon of oregano, and then we'll add about a teaspoon of basil as well, and just a little pinch of salt. Get that all mixed up, let it cook for a little bit, and then just remove it from the heat. All right, let's light this candle. So look guys, I got real lump charcoal again. We're going to throw a tumbleweed under that and get this started. I'm so happy that I'm back using B&B. I've had nothing but good luck with this stuff. Won't be using Royal Oak lump anymore. Okay, our coals are ready. Now the top part is going to be full of some unlit coals, so you're going to want to divide that. Now if you don't have charcoal baskets for the Weber kettle, don't worry about it. Just pour 2 separate piles on each side of the grill, and just make sure you got enough space in between both piles. Then you should be fine. And what you want to do is grab a pair of crappy tongs and just kind of move your charcoal around so it's kind of even on both sides, and you also can get the grate on top without the lump charcoal pushing it up out of the way. Now we can get our grate on, and we're going to put our lid on. Now I've got the bottom vent about half open, and the top vent's going to be half open. All right, so let's assemble this. So you're going to need your cast iron and a stick of butter. Now go ahead and just coat the whole pan with a nice even coat of butter, even up on the sides. All right, you are going to need 3 pounds of cheese. This is 1 pound of sliced mozzarella that I cut up, and then this is 2 pounds of mozzarella that I shredded. Now you don't need the sliced mozzarella, but it's just something I use. All right, our dough is ready. As you can see, it's kind of doubled in size, and I did have to remake the dough, guys. I think I either deactivated the yeast or it wasn't enough. So I remade it, except this time I used about 3/4 of a pack of the yeast, and it worked fine. And I also added some sugar to the water. So now you want to cut this in half, because this really actually makes about 2 dough balls. But after doing this, you're really going to need about 3/4 of that log. So you want to work it out, and then eventually you're going to get tired of working with your hands, so you're going to want to roll it. I don't have a rolling pin, so a drinking glass works just fine. Now this part's a little bit of a pain in the butt. You're going to try to keep it up on the sides of the pan. It's going to take a little work, but you can get it. Okay, first in is the sliced mozzarella. Now I put this on the bottom, so it kind of gives it, I don't know, a little bit of structure on the bottom. So it kind of holds all the melted cheese above it. So you want to go ahead and just put as much in there as you can. All right, on top of that, here comes the 2 pounds of the shredded mozz. Put that whole thing in there. Then just spread it out so it's all the way to the ends. It's a nice even layer. Now I'm going to add some pepperoni, and you just start from the outside and work your way in until eventually you have something like this. I ended up using about a whole pack of the pepperoni because I wanted to cover every spot where cheese was showing. And I think we did pretty good. All right, next we're going to add our sauce. Just dump the whole thing on there because we're going to be using all of it. Once you've got it on there, go ahead and take the back of a spoon and just start spreading it out. Okay, the grill's at about 400 degrees, and with your bottom vent halfway open and your top vent halfway open, put the lid on and let it go for an hour. Guys, there you have it. Chicago style deep dish pizza off the Weber Kettle Grill. Really easy to do, right? We made our own dough from scratch. We made our own sauce. Super easy to do. Only thing left to do now, taste it. Yep. Oh man, that is good. So yummy. Super cheesy. Oh, but it's so good. Everything always tastes so much better when you make it homemade, right? Guys, thanks so much for coming by. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Please consider subscribing to the channel. It's free. Why not? All right, guys. Until I see you again, take care. And remember, support your local nurse.